Alright, today we're going to be looking at speedrunning Gen for money. Beginning, we're going to start off by killing its hive. Some people don't do it. I do it because it's less of a pain than having the aggro. The respawns following you down the stairs and drag a bunch of stuff with them. Onto the archer. If you're the one that's attacking the archer, if you would stand directly in front of it so that it jumps into the wall instead of a mile away from you, it makes everybody's life easier. Make sure it does not point towards the soldier or the berserk. If you're the one doing the gather bowl and you have a ranged weapon, you can start firing it as soon as you can see taxi here. Taxi fight is just the normal taxi fight. If you have an AoE weapon, take care of the ads, whatever drug and stuff up there is helpful. It's best if everybody has an AoE weapon of some sort. I think in this run we had 3 flamethrowers. So ideal weapons here are going to be flamethrowers and anything that does AoE damage when it goes swish. You will want to have one person with a bow for a ranged pull that's coming up in a second. So here we're just running past all the ads. Come up to our first gold elite, second gold elite, excuse me. And it's nice if you have somebody with an axe. They can grab well all this stuff together, hopefully, and it makes the job of the person that's do the glide a lot faster. You don't want to stand there and fight stuff, just drag it with you. At 3 level 65s, you should have a damage rate. Fight pretty much anything that just drug along. As we swing back around, you notice that guy off the northeast corner there. He's using the bow to pull the next mushroom head up. You'll see him come pumping through, and he always does a slam when he comes to a stop, so make sure that you're not underneath that like that one fine player taking a dirt nap is. All this stuff's pretty basic. Try to clump everything together if possible. If you're the only guy with an axe like I was, make sure you time to grab wells as best you possibly can. This is a 5 DPS run, so there's no tanks that make it feel a little sloppy here and there. We've done this faster before. Move it on past the tree. Not gonna worry about this guy down here. You're not gonna pull these ads. You're a caretaker. With the amount of DPS we have, you don't need a tank, you don't need a healer. Caretaker will be very confused as to why he's dying very quickly. The most concerning thing in this fight is when he does get confused, he might end up with a wave of skeleton and skull being thrown in your face. Usually if he tries to pull the wall up, you're okay. But if you damage him fast enough and he doesn't pull the wall up, you might just go into a phase of he's inside the wall and dropping the wall down. And you'll get that lovely wave of skull and hands coming up to try to take you to the ground. So as soon as you get done looting, you're going to press escape and unstuck. This is not necessarily because you need to do it for speed, such as it is. There's less chance of people pulling things if there's only one person going through there. The ads aren't going to bother you here because you killed the pile of light earlier. Dodge all that stuff you also skipped. Throw a grab wheel that kind of helps him stop from jumping around, keep him pointed towards the interior so he doesn't jump into the interior. If you're the guy with the axe, you might as well pull all the stuff over to the next mushroom head. You go and time this right, throw a grab wheel, hope that your team doesn't screw up the pull, because if not, you know, things just get a little messy. As you can see here. Luckily, those things tend to pull you to wherever they are. And this is not like this isn't the A team, these are two other bugs that got pulled into the group. Mother and Yans are the only two people that I've ran with this before. You're usually already at the boss by now. Chests are an optional thing for this kind of speed run. You do get some mats, and if you're lucky, you'll get some BOE stuff that you might be able to sell. Here we're just killing the archer, and I haven't worried about the soldier. If you do want to loot the soldier, you can give him a few taps and run on down towards the boss. And you can either fight him with the boss, or you can have your ranged people put bleeds and some burns on him. That way when he gets to the bridge, he's good and soft, and you can just give him a few whacks and he'll be dead. Pick up your bag. I wouldn't recommend fighting the soldier the whole time, right where he normally is. This runs a little bit slower, so we're into the 8-minute mark right about here. Fight's pretty easy, just be ready to dodge whenever the slams come down. Always be standing by the locker where you're going to sell the items. So be in the town where you're going to sell whatever you're going to get, and make sure you're standing by your locker during the run. You don't want to be the guy that starts limping along at 1/4 speed and can't run because you're encumbered. You can't fight because you're encumbered. So if you're standing beside your chest, as soon as you come in from your run, just auto dump everything into that locker. At least your weapons and your armor. That's going to be the most heavy stuff you're carrying, and that's what you're going to get the most of in the run. That allows you to do two things. Number one, your inventory is never full when you run through. You're never holding anybody up. And then number 2, when you're done with your runs, you come back to your town that you had the locker in, and you sell everything from that town. And it allows you to keep track of what you got out of Genesis, what sold, what didn't. Because once you've salvaged everything that you need to salvage, you put everything up for sale that you want to put up for sale, and it'll just rotate back into that locker whenever it doesn't sell. So you can see the items that you might not want to bother with selling.